contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the World Heavyweight
Podcast.
We're gonna make
the World Heavyweight Podcast
great again!
Nerd!
Nerds!
Entering the ring at this time, your tag team champions of the podcast world, Howard Farewell. But we're just waiting for the wheels to fall off. Yes! 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 Get rid of your six-sided ring array! Josh Rivera!
God does not want this podcast to happen.
You happy I brought my shovel to bury this segment?
What station is it again? Who gives a fuck?
Yabba dabba, shut the fuck up.
The World Heavyweight Podcast!
I don't care how big, how tough, or what they've accomplished. They're nerds.
Plus, if you have ovaries, prepare to lose them.
Welcome again, Wednesday, Josh. Again to the World Heavyweight Podcast. I'm Howie Farewell. That over there.
It's Josh Rivera.
That's right, sir. That's your name. Make sure you get it right.
All right. Make sure you get it right on my tombstone.
Just a couple of nerds talking pro wrestling each and every week from the Batcave. Not really. At the WHPC on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast, thewhpc.podbean.com. Do we have any other? Oh, Twitch.tv/the
Where else are we
WHPC.
found?
If you're the Discord chat is coming along. It's starting to we're getting some action there during the shows and everything, or when we're not involved because we can't. Or I'm working or something, or I can't be on the Twitter machine thing. Discord chat, check that out. We'll if you need to know how to get into the Discord, we will retweet that again. Just remind us to do that at the WHPC on Twitter, just like that. I had a whole planned thing just in my head like normal, and it just immediately goes away once I start looking at your face.
You got to write that stuff down, man.
I just start looking at your face, and I'm just like, that blank look looks like my brain right now.
Wait for you to stop talking. God.
There go all my notes.
Screw your notes.
Trump and everything.
Set it on
It's a wonderful
fire.
show. If you guys haven't, I don't know if you know, but we did a special episode this week as well. We've got 2 episodes for you this week.
Yeah,
this one,
special
as when it
guest.
comes out on its normal time, so when you're listening to it now, you're like, oh man, it's my favorite nerds. We're here. We're talking wrestling. It's going to be a fun time. But there's another one. We're giving you 2 episodes this week. Go back. If you haven't subscribed on iTunes or Google Play or the Stitchers or wherever, do it. And then you can get all the episodes, so when we do release that extra content for you, you don't have to worry about it. You just hit refresh, and
boom.
Exactly.
Boom.
There. Dynamite.
Automatico.
Perfect. And so if you want to learn about a little bit of New Japan Pro Wrestling or hear all of our thoughts, or most of our thoughts at least, on New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom 12 and all the things around that, we have a special guest at Rant with Ant, which you can find on the New Age Insiders Network, joins us. It was a really fun time. I had a great time. Did you have a good time? I feel
It
like
was
you had
cool.
a good time as well.
Yeah, I was letting you guys go. I didn't want to jump in there a little bit too much.
You said. I feel like you said.
Yeah, I had to let our guest in the house. We had a guest pop by a little bit. It was like, oh, let me go up there and let them in.
Oh yeah, let me get there.
Guys, I'm going to disappear for a little bit. Enjoy.
Well, I had a good time. So go ahead, check that out. It's always nice to go back to if you ever want to give somebody a little history on some New Japan, get an idea what some titles are like, what factions and how things run, and just we just talk New Japan, which we don't normally get a chance to talk about on this one because WWE just consumes so much of our time.
They put out a lot of content.
They
every
certainly
week,
do, sir,
and that's it's going to make it difficult to watch and comment on other shows unless they break the internet.
Oh,
essentially,
right. Yeah, for sure. Well, they haven't really broken the internet. Well, they sort of broke the internet a little bit this week. They started a bunch of news things that came out. Yesterday was a very busy day.
Yes, a lot.
Tuesday there was a lot of announcements that happened. The biggest one probably is the announcement of Goldberg headlining your 2018 WWE Hall of Fame class. And for those of you who are surprised, I'm not.
Nah.
Are you surprised?
It's been rumored for weeks.
But I mean, are you surprised that Goldberg goes in at all? Does that seem controversial to you?
No, because if you look at other Hall of Famers that have their other WCW icons, you got you basically have your pillars of WCW in there. Well, an important one that you can't ignore is Goldberg.
Yo, for sure. Exactly. You can't. You
know.
For what WCW was, there's pretty much like maybe 4 things that you can't possibly ignore when you talk about the legacy of WCW. Eric Bischoff, the NWO, Sting, and Goldberg.
Yep.
If you don't, anytime you talk about WCW, he has to come up.
It's one of those 4. Typically.
Right. I mean, his WWE run wasn't exactly the greatest thing in the world when he first came back over. And then, we've had our share of, debates over how much good the last run that he had did. But the the career speaks for itself. You can't deny the impact that Goldberg had in the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
You just can't.
An outsider, a football star, became a massive
star.
Massive wrestling star.
You couldn't go anywhere around that time and be even remotely involved as a fan of wrestling and not know
he was
who
a household
Goldberg
name.
was.
He was a household name.
Even as a WWE kid, I knew WCW existed.
You've
I
heard
didn't
of
really
him.
watch it.
There's
but
no way you couldn't have heard.
You could not avoid Goldberg. You just knew. He's the reason tribal tattoos took the fucking skyrocket in the 90s. There's not even a question about that.
Are you saying Goldberg's the reason why new metal happened?
Absolutely, sir. Are you
Tribal
kidding me?
tattoos.
That and Batista.
Yeah, there's your tribal tattoo guy right off the bat. Boom.
But yeah, man, good for him. Hopefully this means that we won't see him back in the ring again.
He's just looking
good for me.
good. I don't have to worry about him
Exactly.
winning a title off of my favorite wrestler.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I don't need to see
Ta-da.
Goldberg in the ring anymore. I don't need to see Undertaker in the ring anymore. I know that's been a rumor that's going around lately. Is Undertaker coming back to WrestleMania? And those are all unsubstantiated rumors and conjecture, sir. I will not entertain them until I see something on my television screen.
Can you? How about we entertain the other rumored people?
Well, no, we're not going to. Those aren't rumors. Those are facts, sir.
Those are pretty facts.
Those are real. They've got pictures of them in the Performance Center with WWE shirts on. It's legit. It's not CGI. There is a new class of NXT competitors, superstars, whatever word you would like to use to describe them as they will. They brought on 4 big ones. I don't know if there was other people that were joined with them on this one, but 4 for sure that overshadow anyone else who could have been brought on with this one, because one of our favorite lady wrestlers, Candice LeRae, is on the show. She's going to be on NXT. It's going to be awesome. Mr. and Mrs. Wrestling are here.
Possible Royal Rumble spot?
Absolutely. I feel like for Candice, you could have her jump in. I think you said it last time we were on. Something like that. Or no, you said that when we were just bullshitting around probably.
Mm-hmm.
Have her enter the Rumble, but then, make her just an NXT competitor. Just because you need to fill a lot of those slots for the Women's Royal Rumble.
Like they went out of their way to mention her and the other new signees.
Right.
You think all right,
yeah,
she's going to be.
We've seen her.
She's going to be in Philly.
We've seen her on TV before. She's not a
now.
complete stranger to the WWE universe. If you have the network, you've seen her in the Mae Young Classic. If you've searched her name on the internet, you've seen her bloody face.
NXT TV.
Yeah,
and that PWG.
I
match.
highly suggest it. It's probably the most searched match of Candice LeRae's career. The tag team match with her and Joey Ryan versus the Young Bucks at PWG a few years back.
They might say Young Bucks versus World's Cutest Tag Team.
Correct.
That would be it.
It's like, what, 2015? Somewhere around there? 2014?
A couple years back.
So somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great match.
The whole match is on
and
there.
It's almost one of those perfect ways to introduce somebody to that style of wrestling, too, because it gives you a little bit of everything.
Potentially scar them.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, but you can also show them, look, this is where this can go, and this is also how good it can be, but it's also fucking crazy. Like, it's all of the extremes, so if that shakes them and doesn't want to get them into it...
Not for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
But
can you handle this?
Yeah.
Is really what it comes down to.
Right. And that's where it's like, if you're like, this is how crazy intergender wrestling can be, and it can be very good. And if, you know, for some people, for some reason, people get squeamish when they see a lady in the ring doing the things that she does in that match, taking the super kicks, taking the blood shot or whatever, all that stuff.
Getting color.
Yeah, getting color.
That's
but
totally understandable.
I think that's way more progressive than doing the mixed match challenge and where you have to tag in and out. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just me. Anyway, I'm glad to see that she's here.
Yeah,
it's long overdue. She has paid her dues for sure. Next,
War Machine.
NXT is hanging with War Machine.
War Machine is now officially signed. Again, another team that they went out of their way. Oh, by the way, they work here now.
Yeah. If you're not familiar with War Machine, watch their last year in this last year or so with them as Ring of no, they were IWGP Heavyweight Champions.
Yes.
And they were Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions at one point, correct?
Yes, they were at one point.
Yeah, I don't remember when exactly, but it wasn't. They were more recently
I'm
New
pretty
Japan
sure it was
champions,
before.
correct?
Yeah, it was like late 2016. They were Ring of Honor champions.
Right.
But yeah, early 2017.
I can only
they were,
keep track of so much in my brain.
Yeah, they lost
with wrestling. So
yeah, they the Killer Elite Squad won the titles off of them.
right. That was that
that
series of matches that they had with God and Killer Elite Squad over the summer, where they had like a
it was last
series
fall.
Of 3 yeah.
When with Destruction, that's what it was. Destruction.
More
yeah.
recent than that.
Yeah, it was on Destruction because we're looking at the card. We're like, wait a minute, we're getting the same match again. Yeah, we did.
It was It was a 3 series of matches that they look. These are 2 big dudes, and they play the big men style really well, but they can also move.
Dude, this is gonna be exciting.
We've seen Hansen do backflips. We've seen him
topes onto like 10 other guys.
We've seen him jump off the top rope into a pile of 10 dudes on the outside. First off, because if you do that to one guy, he's dead.
Yeah, or you're really hurting because he's not catching you.
Right, but if you do that to 10 guys, you can get away with it.
Oh, absolutely.
But prepare to see some burly big men beat some fucking ass.
Yeah,
and make it.
You're gonna see some warriors,
different.
and you're gonna get
Viking warriors.
You're gonna get War Machine versus Authors of Pain.
Yep.
Versus Sanity.
Yep.
Versus the Undisputed Era.
Indeed.
I mean, can we officially call him Red Dragon? I'm gonna keep.
I'm gonna call him Red Dragon until they tell me otherwise.
You know, if
the Undisputed Era.
If you put it out there enough, they're gonna have to be like, all right,
that's Red Dragon.
We're gonna use this.
That's the greatest team on God's green.
You're gonna get War Machine versus the Shield at some point. War Machine versus New Day.
There's a lot of
it's gonna be great.
There's a lot of tasty snacks.
A lot of tasty tag team wrestling.
Oh yeah,
which they're relying so heavily on these days.
Yeah,
so heavily.
Certain shows, at least.
Oh, God!
And finally, the King of Flight, Ricochet, is now officially an employee of the WWE. If flippy stuff may not be your thing, but he's way more than that.
Absolutely,
he's way more than that. Like, there's
watch a lot of his Evolve matches. It's a lot of mat wrestling. His mat wrestling is
Ricochet could be the most athletic man I've ever seen wrestle.
Probably,
and that's a very tall task to attain.
He's up there with Coda, I'd say.
Coda's smooth as shit too.
Very smooth.
I mean, but just because he's not a small guy by any stretch. He's fit. Like he's like 6 something, right? He's not a huge guy, but he's not a small guy either.
His physique kind of resembles The Rock now, I'd say.
No,
if you imagine
Stop
him
it.
in a smaller frame,
I don't know what you're saying there. Get the fuck out of
all the roids.
Have you seen a picture of The Rock lately? He literally looks like a human version of the Hulk. What planet are you currently on? And you're saying that Ricochet looks like The Rock? You're out of your fucking mind, sir.
That is
the most preposterous thing I've heard you say on this podcast in a while. Holy fucking shit.
perfect.
That is not perfect. You're out of your mind.
Because you're
There's
freaking
a picture
out.
on the internet right now where I can show you that it's The Rock going, "Ah," and he looks like the Hulk but brown. It's fucking, you're insane.
I'm fucking with you. It's great. You're like, what?
You're fucking original The Rock. The fuck out of here.
I didn't tell you. I'm his mouthpiece. Way better than The Rock.
No, it's not like The Rock.
No, he's
but
not like The
smaller.
Rock. He's not like The Rock. It's fucking hilarious all the way you reacted.
Because I don't think because that's what everybody
You've never.
else is
It's
thinking.
because
Like,
you've
what?
never heard that. That's why.
No one's ever heard that.
I know.
Because
that's
no
why.
one's ever thought it.
It was funny.
The best place to see some of Ricochet's previous accomplishments, I would check out a lot of his
YouTube.
New
There's
Japan.
a lot of stuff on YouTube. His New Japan matches are
His
great.
New Japan match with Will Ospreay is one of them. That tends to be a more flippy, quote-unquote, flippy match for a lot of people. But he is more than that. He was the Lucha Underground champion
exactly.
for a while.
He was. They had some really cool core story angles. And what was it, season 2?
Yes.
Going into 3, where he lost. Yeah, check it out.
He can do more than just backflips and cool spots. He just so happens to be athletic enough to do all of those things as well. So, but here's my problem with Ricochet. I have a feeling they're going to bring him and try and just throw him into 205 Live, and that'd be it. 205 is a dangerous place to be sometimes. You and I both understand that.
205 is not where, small guys are just destined to go from here on out.
I understand.
It's what they, it's what they have planned for you, what they could do with you.
I don't know where. We don't know where they're going. Right now, we're going into that speculation and conjecture spot. It could either, if he goes straight to 205 Live, it can do one of two things. He can either get completely lost.
Could you see him at the Royal Rumble? Absolutely, you could
Yes,
see
I could.
him at the Royal Rumble. That would be really cool.
I would like them all to start in NXT, but then NXT is really crowded.
Yeah.
The thing I've heard is straight to 205 for Ricochet, which, like I said, could do one of two things. He could just get immediately lost because nobody knows who the hell this guy is. Or you can say, all right, go out there and do the crazy match that you can do, and then build 205 on Ricochet. You know what I mean? But I don't know if
They have a chance to do that with Cedric Alexander right now. They're not doing it. He's
I don't know
what's the
going
story
on.
they're trying to tell? That
Gold Dust thing? I have no idea.
Does he need someone to play off of? Because that's what I feel like it
I
is.
think it's because they're trying to hide his mic skills.
Because Rich
they're
Swann
not
Rich
great.
Swann is gone right now, and so they brought in Gold Dust to bounce off of.
I
it.
guess.
It's just-
I don't know.
So,
I don't understand what they're doing on 205
it's
Live anymore,
weird.
so whatever.
Yeah, it's not at all the
It is what
highlight
it is.
of
I'd like
the
to
show.
see all these guys in NXT first,
Mhm.
because you can make NXT fucking crazy incredible. Maybe even have an NXT women's show at this point with the amount of ladies that they have on there. I wouldn't mind a second NXT show, and just for the women's division.
That'd be
You know,
cool.
I wouldn't mind that, because we're getting to the point where an hour's not enough time.
You gotta put it on Facebook where you can get over 1 million views
Yeah.
in less than a day.
Yeah, I mean, I would actually like maybe if people keep talking about adding shows and things like that, I wouldn't mind adding a second NXT. And because there's not, I feel like with the amount of people that they're getting on and that they have in the Performance Center and all that now, I think we need more time. You know what I mean?
You're actually gonna sit here and you're gonna tell me you need more show?
For NXT, I would love an extra hour. If you do a specialized hour of NXT, because I feel like the women sometimes aren't on that show enough. Why don't we have a roster for the women, don't we?
You do.
It's
but,
pretty strong right now, isn't it?
Women's wrestling's still kind of niche
For NXT,
I don't know
though?
if they're gonna get that
But if
many
you tell
guys.
me I'm going to get an hour devoted completely to the
I
women.
check it out, but I wouldn't tell you that's like the next biggest thing.
I'm not saying it's the next biggest thing. I'm just saying I would maybe. Or
It's
just
the
give
next
me-
step in the
or
evolution.
give an extra 30 minutes.
Money in
I
the
don't
Bank,
know, whatever.
Royal Rumble. Oh, and our own freaking show.
Yeah, but you also just mentioned it. Facebook, big news yesterday, and even in today, because the Mixed Max Challenge has officially started. Please don't unplug that. That would be the worst thing in
slide
the world.
that over a little bit.
We'll just do that, and I'll keep my feet away from the wire.
I got plenty
it's
of my
fault.
cord,
no,
man.
I'm saying I was talking to the machine to not unplug.
I got plenty of my cord. You don't have to put that there. You can put that anywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, the Mixed Max Challenge is officially underway. We how many was it? 1.2 million? Has it gotten higher than that?
Yeah,
since?
that's probably at
Has
least
there been more?
1.3, 1.4 maybe.
I don't know, but the Mixed Max Challenge has, in under 24 hours, gotten over 1 million views because not everybody is going to be watching that live.
Yeah,
I don't blame
it didn't occur to me at the moment. I'm like, oh, only 100, and like the number kept going up as the match continued until it ended. But yeah, it was a good 130 some thousand live by the time it ended. It didn't occur to me at the moment. Oh yeah, the rest of the world is still asleep. Give them a little bit of time to watch it.
Exactly. It's still resting right about at 1.2 million views currently.
Damn, 2 million.
1.2 million. That's a lot. That's
And
not like,
even 24 hours.
That's not what your Monday Night Raws get.
No.
That's not what your SmackDowns get. But first time go, you get 1.2 million people taking
2
a look at
million
your
now?
show.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Within
Nuts.
24 hours, that's a fair amount.
It's a
and
lot.
if you build the content from there, 1.2 million is a nice starting point. There are people that never no one gets views like that. Not first day.
No.
Not immediately. I like how they presented everything. You see, they're doing the fucking Facebook promo, internet promo thing right.
That's okay there because it's on Facebook.
Yeah.
It fits the format.
Social media promos are great when they're on social media.
Right off the gram.
Not when they're on television. It feels out of place.
Oh,
You
this infuriates you. I can tell.
I'm no. All right. For those of you
It's
who
really
are
annoying.
not understanding what I'm talking about, well, the Mixed Match Challenge is great.
Yeah,
I like what they're doing.
That's not the
It
argument.
was cool. They made a big splash with the 1.2 million. That's pretty much the big news there. But I like how they're presenting it, and like the promos that they're doing with each team. They've got their they're doing it live to Facebook on some of these promos, and they're recording it in a post for social media, essentially most of the time, and that's where all the builds for most of these things have been coming up. Mojo also happened to cut a really great promo going into SmackDown this week as well.
Going into his United States Championship match, he cut a couple awesome promos.
Awesome promos.
Like
Really, I would highly suggest checking out his Instagram. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but I'm sure if you type up Mojo Rawley's fucking
Mojo
thing,
Rawley WWE, you're gonna find it probably no.
you'll probably find some of those on the anyway. Cuts two great promos, but then we get to Monday Night Raw, and it seems like everybody that's got to say something about going into the Royal Rumble has to have like a phone camera on them. And
He's cutting a selfie promo.
right, but I'm like, you have a television team here.
You have a truck worth
You have
$12 million.
$12 million.
Oh my God, that's worth $12 million.
So bad. Some of the worst. Kurt Angle has some of the worst acting pieces I've seen on TV in a long time.
It's like it's a rib, right? You're doing this on purpose. This is rough. But to your point,
But that makes my point. You have a $12 million
you got millions
truck
of
over
dollars
here.
of equipment, and you're using a fucking cell phone camera.
It's as if somebody uncreative went, "Oh man, didn't that go so well? Let's everybody do those." No, do those on social media. If you're going to have those, that's not the way it was shot. Was not what made it good.
Nope.
The content in the video,
what he said and how he
is
said
what
it made it good.
Good. Not how he shot it. The only reason it was shot that way, it's because it
was on his free time.
Yeah.
He was at the PC. he was in his car and he cut those promos in it. It doesn't matter how he did it, not necessarily where, but what he said and how he said it, and it was awesome. I didn't expect to get, a solid 4 minutes of back-to-back cell phone. Oh, it's just of the worst.
It was overkill.
Of some of the worst promos, too, where it's just like, that's such a terrible line.
Ruby Riott reading it off the cue card.
Yeah.
It was obviously...
She was giving this last second. She goes, shit. All right, I'm going to do it.
And it kind of takes the piss out of that, too.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't have these fiery promos from these superstars on TV now, where you had with Mojo, where like, dude, this dude is real.
Yeah.
This is like some real fire from this guy. And it kind of takes the heat away from that when it's like with Ruby's. It stuck out so bad.
So obvious she just read off a card.
That she's doing, to me, it looks like, all right, I've got to do this. I've got to read this. This is where we're going. Let's make the best with what I have. But it's so obviously not her voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's her
She's
physical
reading
voice,
it, not saying
but it's
it.
not. That's not
There's
how.
a difference between saying and reading it out loud.
Yeah.
And that's,
she was reading it. She wasn't saying it.
Yeah, it was a little rough. A little rough.
It just... Damn it, WWE. You're trying so hard.
Tell you what, we're going to do a women's rumble match, and then we're just going to make it so exhausting to get through everyday television because that's all we're going to talk about until that happens.
Yeah.
There's
really nothing going on in either of the women's divisions right now at all whatsoever. There's no title contenders on the WWE. There's no title contenders on the Raw side.
Nope.
There's no title contenders on the SmackDown side.
Nope.
The SmackDown side is only apparently 6 women. And I don't know where Carmella is. I saw her in that backstagey shit.
Are we not getting women's title matches
at the Rumble? I thought we would have matches at the Rumble.
Are they all in the Rumble?
Are they just foregoing the women's title matches altogether? And I think they are, because if you do that, if you do 2 Rumbles and then the other matches that they have on the card already, I don't think they're going to have women's title matches on the Royal Rumble.
That might be what's going. Because they gotta. Yeah, they need 30, so they're gonna probably use everybody.
Yeah, and they have to use everybody.
Yeah,
and
they
more.
do.
They don't have enough between. I did the math on this a couple of weeks ago before they even announced it, because that was my argument for 20. Is that with the full amount of ladies on Raw and SmackDown, you can more easily fit 20 if you absolutely use everyone.
The card is kind of set. I mean, you got 7 matches on there.
Right.
7. The only actual singles titles match is going to be, not counting the handicap match, Enzo Amore versus Cedric Alexander for the Cruiserweight title.
Might get and the Universal. Well, it's not a singles.
The Universal's not single; it's a triple threat.
We might get an Intercontinental match. I have a feeling that may happen. Like Reigns cashes in a rematch at the Rumble or something like that.
Yeah,
because or the Miz somehow figures out a way to get screwed out of the title or something.
Wow, what's the over under on Roman being in the Rumble after that match?
God damn it!
What's the over under?
It's happened before.
Yeah, it did.
It's happened before. He's lost his match earlier that night.
Yeah,
only to show up at number 30
to get beat up, and then
just stuff like that just pisses people off. It's like, come on, he literally had a title shot tonight.
Yep.
Why can't somebody else who hasn't already had a shot tonight? Because usually, if you had the title at the Rumble, you were going to Mania as the champion. There was no roadblocks in the way. Like, if you have the title walking out of the Rumble, you were going into WrestleMania holding the title. And when you see a guy, and this is the want to keep it real sort of mark in me, it's like, if you have a guy that's already had his shot, well, there's a whole roster of 29 other guys here that also want their shot. You are having it tonight. Yep. If you won it, you would have had your WrestleMania chance. Guess what? Back of the line, asshole. You don't get to come out last. Last? Come on. That's why people hate
it
things
ruins
like that.
the illusion of of the chance like a mid card guy can come out of nowhere,
Right.
and main event.
But
because the last couple of years, it's just been guys who've been around for a long time,
Right.
And it's
moves like that,
turn.
though, that's why people hate Roman Reigns.
yeah.
Like, when they do stuff like that, it's
You're
like,
wrong.
all right, we already saw him.
Roman's a pretty awesome wrestler.
Yeah, but
but
stuff like
it doesn't
that.
have to be him all the time.
Right. Stuff like that feels like you're just trying to antagonize people. You know?
Yeah, they're fucking with you.
Like, why?
We rip our
We
fans.
saw him already.
They-
And, like, I mean, yes, could be people that would be interested, but I mean, like, it's...
This is the
You
show,
already have a
yeah.
problem with that.
This is the show we're gonna put on leading up to WrestleMania, and then after that, for a couple weeks we're gonna give you everything you want.
Yeah, I mean...
Because you stuck around.
And I think they do this every year.
They do it every year.
Like, I think
Every
if you
year.
go back around this time
Every
last
year.
year and the year before that when we were doing
Every
this
year.
show.
We gave you last year. They gave us They gave us a couple cool things last year. They gave us the Hardy Boys.
No, I mean, like, in this the same types of thing happens around this time of year where it kind of feels like it's shit.
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
bit.
This
And it's kind of dead before we get into the Rumble.
like
But then the Rumble is, Mania's coming, bitches.
previous years. The lull was what November going into December.
Sometimes.
They've kind of put with the exception of the mumps meningitis rebooking
thing.
a couple shows. They kind of pushed the lull till like January. January kind of stinks.
It does
Outside
on
of
SmackDown.
outside of the card, nothing really happens. Outside of the card,
Yeah.
Oh, you know what else they didn't announce? Nah, it's probably going to be on
No.
TV. I have a feeling it might be on TV.
What?
The Matt Hardy Bray Wyatt match. I think it might be a TV
I don't
match
know.
at this point.
I don't know what's going on there other than
Still
Matt
not booked.
Hardy's new entrance is fantastic.
Wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful. It really is. Like, they're immediate.
perfect.
Because right now they're getting everybody used to doing delete,
Yes.
and they're putting delete over. So because the people are still kind of confused with what the fuck is happening
Yeah.
here, because we really haven't been told a story. So I'd
Nope.
say give us like another week, or maybe next week, or the week after, or something like that. We'll start maybe picking up on Matt Hardy versus.
they
I
seem
think that's
like
going to be
who knows?
Mania.
Really?
Yeah, Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt at Mania? Sure, why not?
That'd be more fun.
Yeah, of course it
That'd
would.
be better.
Lead up, do all the goofy shit that you're going to do with that story, like pre-taped segments, House of Horror-y type
They'll probably
garbagey
have
stuff.
They'll probably have matches that get thrown out. You think?
No, they're going to do wild-ass shit. Let's just do some bananas-ass crazy shit. Tape it at the Hardy compound. I
Yeah,
want
it's true.
lawnmowers
Yeah.
and drones
Yeah.
and fucking pre-tape segments. I want Jeff Hardy jumping off of a flaming thing. I want,
You want the
I want
referee.
Skarsgård
You want the
back.
referee interviewed
Senor
afterwards.
Benjamin is yet to show up. There's a lot of things we have to cover, Joshua.
So-
the lake of reincarnation has
Referee-
to bring some folks back.
Referee Cone, was there a finish to this match? No, I got the hell out of there. As far as I could, nothing happened. Nothing, no decision was made.
There's a lot of things that we need to get to, sir.
Yeah.
Vanguard 1 has yet to return.
Yeah,
King Maxwell, not here.
did a video. It did a video. Vanguard won. I knew you'd come.
Exactly. There's a lot of things we have to get to.
Yeah.
Let's
King
get,
Maxwell's getting ring ready right
Let's
now.
get so stupid.
He's got legit wins under his belt.
It's not untrue. It's not untrue. I would love to see them do Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy at Mania though, because you've got 3 months to fill,
Yeah.
and that story can take a fucking crazy
All the time in the world you want.
wild left turn every 6 seconds and be weird and completely different. But they have to let Matt Hardy do most of the stuff. Like, let him be fucking weird and go crazy with this. Because so far, the new entrance is really good.
Yeah,
It's just,
as soon as
I love it so much.
You get
we gave it a
you get the
standing
pop,
ovation.
You get the I will delete you, and then just deletes all over the jumbotrons and everything.
We gave it an ovation in the
Yeah.
room.
Yeah,
we
we're
were
like,
clapping for it.
This is-
That's how much we enjoyed it.
wonderful. This is exactly as I imagined it would go.
Yeah, and it's one of the few things that's got some traction on any of these shows. SmackDown, I'll say it again. Oh yeah, going back to the women. There's nothing happening.
Same 6-woman tag team combinations.
SmackDown
and...
there's
it's rough.
There's no story. It's Riot Squad is fighting with some ladies, and that's it.
You're gonna get a win, and then I'm gonna get a win, and
Raw,
then you get a win.
I don't know who's challenging Alexa Bliss unless there's a winner to the Royal Rumble.
As far as I could tell you, it would be
And
Nia
Asuka
Jax.
still wins.
Nia Jax was number one contender until she kind of hurt, until she beat the crap out of, got the crap beaten out of her. Excuse me.
Yeah, and quote unquote hurt herself.
Yeah. No end to that match because
Yeah.
we're not going to give you that. We're not going to give you that finish right now.
They've been very good at acting injuries lately because I guess some people actually
Enzo
thought,
got you, bro.
Enzo got me hard,
you good.
man. Enzo got me hard. I thought that was real. I thought his ankle was fucked. But yeah, all those injuries were totally works. Yeah, come on, really?
Apparently,
We
the
had-
only
we had
one
to-
that
we
was
had to
real
just-
was Samoa Joe because
Yeah, because he's.
there's supposedly they're slowly like, nope, he's
How many injuries did people say were real this week that are fuck bullshit? We've got
like two of them.
Enzo Amore. People were concerned it was actually real. No.
Yeah.
Nia Jax. No. Jason Jordan. You saw that yesterday? Day
No, I
before?
didn't.
People were saying Jason Jordan is going to be out for weeks.
Live
It's
show,
like
right?
He's on the main event.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Speaking of injuries,
But
there's
speaking
one
of
that
injury,
they didn't really
yeah,
address.
That's real.
That is real.
It's real.
That-
For real.
It's in some sort of capacity. It is real in some capacity.
Yeah, I don't
But
know
all they
how-
would say is Paige is not going to make the Rumble.
No.
That's all
That's
they'll go with.
official. The only real news that we know that's absolutely concrete with
With
Paige,
absolution
right,
is
with
that.
absolution, is Paige got hurt at a house show.
Yeah.
If you search the internet for Paige live event injury, I'm sure you'll find the
You
video.
can find it.
She gets a kind of a drop kick out of the corner from Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
Takes the fall. We discussed it, I think, on the show earlier.
Might
She
have,
got,
yeah.
I feel like we have.
Bad landing.
Something happened. I'm not going to say what it is because
Yeah.
I can't tell. Look, she gets up. She has real difficulty from then on out.
The legs are not communicating with the rest of the body.
Yeah, something's off. They call the match, wrap it up, they take her out. The big news that went out in the last couple of days or so,
She's done.
over the weekend, was never again. Like she's got
Not here. Not here. That's for sure.
The rumor mill has been very strong with Paige is done for good talk. Whether that's actually true or not, I don't know. We're just fans like you.
Yep.
And a lot of the reputable sites are all saying that's what quote unquote sources say. But at the end of the day, are those sources legit or what? We don't really
They're
know
probably
if
not.
it's, like,
They're
what's
probably not going
real
to
and
change
what's not.
anything or announce anything now until after the Rumble. That's probably what it is.
The only thing we know is even when they came out on the show is that she has a neck injury. So
Yeah.
that's not untrue. The severity. She's on TV,
Yeah. Well, yeah. Look for more news after Rumble.
I guess.
It'll probably be
Yeah,
addressed after Rumble.
Look, she's on
Don't address
TV, so I guess she's kind of okay. I don't know.
She was out there to bring this. She was out there to bring the star power to Absolution and support her teammates who got the victory.
Right. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, but it's...
Yeah, it's up in the air.
It makes it difficult to know
We don't.
what's happening there. Because all we know is that she's injured, but if she's got to retire, she's 25, man. She just got back.
Yep.
Like, that's tragic,
But that depends
man.
what it is. You know,
That's tragic.
if she re-injured and I just recently, a year ago, repaired surgical neck, then yeah, I mean, she could possibly not be able to work there anymore. That after what? 4 years?
Yeah.
Damn.
She's been doing this since she was like 13.
Well, in WWE, like,
But I mean
4
in
years,
general.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, she's been doing this. She's 25.
She's been doing that for
She's
over 10 years.
25. 25.
Yeah.
That's to be told at 25 that I would never be able to do the thing I enjoyed the most ever again for the rest of my life has to be fucking soul crushing.
Mm.
If that's true.
If that's true.
But that could be a real possibility, and that's just tragic.
But at the same time, you got to look at it this way: like this is the exact news we had last year with Daniel Bryan, 2016, right? With Daniel Bryan, same news.
It's the same kind of situation.
He can't wrestle here anymore. It's not fathomable. And now everyone's starting to believe that he is getting another match. I
don't know, man.
He's declined contract extensions because, well, it's super early.
I'm pretty sure that's also like we even said in
that's negotiation.
conversation
Like it's
outside
way
of the
too
show,
fucking
yeah.
early.
But that is interesting news that we might as well mention is that Daniel Bryan did turn down, supposedly, rumor has it.
Yeah,
He's turned down the
he
contract
doesn't have to
extension.
agree now.
Yeah, why would you?
Plenty of time.
Why would you?
Plenty
Make
of time.
that shit stretch out.
Let me get this match in
Right.
WWE again, and then we'll take it from there.
Because that's
probably
what
why.
the first offer is. You offer your first. That's the first offer. You never take the first offer.
Yeah, exactly. Never do it.
And plus, if you wait it out and you counter offer, because what's probably in there is you don't get to wrestle. First off, and that's like, oh yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
wrestling.
Exactly.
And then you work on that. I'm about to sneeze.
Oh, okay. I'm like, he's getting somewhere. And that's
I'm trying to
shooting
get there,
snot in his
but I
face,
can't.
in his hand. That's where he's getting to.
Well, right, because the first offer is probably, hey, you're not going to wrestle here, but we'll pay you a bunch of money, and you
It's
do a
just
bunch of
like-
other shows for us.
Fuck out of here.
No, I said I'm wrestling
No,
again.
he's made it very clear. Him, people like Paige, they're not. They want to wrestle there because that's where you want to be, and if that's where, if that's when they can't do it anymore, then all right, they'll go separate ways when it gets.
We've
down
said
to
it before. If Daniel Bryan goes anywhere else, it'll be the biggest thing in pro wrestling.
Yeah, still in the running for Wrestle Kingdom next year. Still in the running.
Still in
It
the
could still
running.
happen. It could still happen.
Oh my god. It would. There's still a lot of guys that want to see him wrestle in WWE.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't want him to go anywhere.
Finn.
I don't want him to go anywhere. I don't want Paige to go anywhere. Hopefully,
no, I really
it's not
don't.
as
really
severe as everyone thinks it is.
They're gonna keep her around until the end of her contract, no matter what.
Yeah, that's probably another year or
But-
two. Who knows?
I was getting used to finally seeing her back on TV again. So,
Right, getting back on the horse. All right, now it's time to
We're
get this
gonna-
push. Let's get this title match.
Let's erase the last year.
You
and
got to
just
beat
be-
Charlotte. You got to beat Alexa.
Yep.
You got to beat beat
Sasha,
Becky
you gotta beat
Lynch
everybody.
again. Yeah. And as of right now, no possibility
Nope.
that's going to happen.
And it's just sad as like I said, it's sad as a fan too. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously it's sad and crushing for them, but
Yeah.
I mean, just from our perspective, it's like, God, man, we were hoping like after this all this year of just sort of news, let's finally put this in a positive direction. It's moving up. They're chewing through the division. They're getting on TV.
Yeah.
And then this.
It's kind of like when the Eagles quarterback went down with a broken collarbone. A lot of Philly
Oh, he
fans
blew up
said,
his knee.
he blew up his knee. I thought it was a
his knee's
collarbone
done.
injury.
No,
Oh, okay.
That was Tony Romo. Or
That was
something.
okay. He blew up
Like
his
a year
knee,
ago.
and we're all like, "Well, Philly's out, but they're
Hey,
still
they're going to a championship game.
in."
Going to a championship game. So are the Vikings. Jesus fucking Christ.
With a
Who
play
saw
no
that
one will
coming?
ever forget.
No, nor
All
the guy
the-
that
all the-
ducked out of the way of the fucking pass.
Oh, all the gifts, the
my
stunner
God.
he took.
Let's get into first off, I want to know from this week from TV show stuff. I agree with Booker for the first time in a long time. Why
Why would you?
fire a monster
In the ring. On
live,
TV.
on live television? You could have told him not to show up.
As Booker put it, you could have sent an email, a FedEx, FedEx certified, a
somebody
fax.
else to get
what
killed.
were you thinking?
anybody else.
Yeah.
To take have some other messenger get killed. Braun Strowman is the greatest thing in pro wrestling right now.
Yeah.
What was the line? Everybody's gonna get these hands.
Everybody's gonna get these hands.
Everyone.
Yeah.
I'm not finished with you. Everyone's gonna get these hands.
For a second, I thought he was gonna take out the cameraman.
Yeah,
the camera's like, uh oh.
It looked like it. The cameraman should have started like slowly backing up and
he's
starting
backing
to run away.
But that was just to get the full pan shot of all the bodies and everything broken.
The only thing that I would have liked for them to do, and I said this at the time also, and we also it got brought up on the
I remember
the live stream earlier, is that why are you flipping over the truck portion? All the important stuff that's worth
that
$12
thing's
million.
not worth $12 million. That thing's worth $12 million. You want to break the show,
that
right?
Cab's like worth $30,000, or
right?
probably more than $50,000, whatever. A freaking 18-wheeler truck thing,
few $100,000,
whatever.
You know,
like you're not doing as much damage here, Braun.
not nearly.
Take the show off the air. Kill the truck.
Yeah.
How awesome would have it been to all of a sudden have, like, you're watching this and then they cut and there's nothing on TV.
Right?
Like Raw mid-show goes to, like, it's forced to play the Van Halen record.
Panama. Dun, 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 dun. Can you imagine like 2.5 million people enjoying Panama at the same time?
Or even
going,
just,
what the fuck is going on here?
or just have, or like USA gets like whatever their stock cutaway promo packages.
They start playing all the like show sweepers,
right?
with
like all the Chrisley promos,
just
or something like
when Impact went off, tried to go live,
right?
And then they had technical difficulty,
yeah.
and for an hour and a half, they had just the same fucking that 70 shows,
all the pop TV promos and everything. Yeah.
Oh.
Now do something similar, but like
they were trending on Twitter because of that.
But if you do that, and not nearly as long as that, obviously, because Braun Strowman freaked the fuck out and took Monday Night Raw off the air.
Yeah.
And then come back and there's like some pre-taped version of the truck on its side or whatever. Something you could do. You don't have to. You could have done that earlier in the day.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Build one and then flip it over.
Right. And then come back, and the first thing we see is commentary running. Not sure what the fuck is going on. Security.
Corey Graves here. It's a
madhouse.
It is a
Braun
madhouse.
Strowman is taking us off the air, and he's got Michael Cole by the freaking waistband, and like that's the first thing you see back. It's like, holy shit, what the fuck happened?
Corey Graves is in the crowd with the camera pointing at the table, and he goes, "Corey Graves here. It is madness. I got away successfely. Booker just took off. He's got Michael Cole. Oh my God, he's got children.
Somebody call the National Guard."
They could have went. They did a chance to go all in with an idea,
really crazy with it,
and they did.
Like that would have been Stone Cold Brian Pillman.
Yeah,
with
a handgun,
with the handgun, and then like cutting out, and then disturbance. It would have
bang, and then it cuts out.
Exactly.
Oh, awesome.
It would have been legendary.
It would have been on the top 25 moments of Raw
ever
the next night after SmackDown. It would have been on there.
It would had to have been.
Exactly.
Like you took Monday Night Raw off the air for the first time.
It would have been way cooler than the Stone Cold beer truck. Come on.
Which always gets
We've
brought
seen
up.
a million times. Don't get me wrong. It was cool, but it was not that major of an angle. It was fuck you, corporation. That's all it was. It was.
I feel like Stone Cold getting arrested is bigger.
Yeah, what was also on that list was when he broke the restraining order that Owen Hart had on him. And the cops arrested him after he attacked like 8 cops.
Yeah,
it was
great.
That was a cool angle. Why wasn't that number one? But they
always go with the beer truck one.
The beer truck one was cool, but man,
it's all right.
It wasn't as cool as some of these other ones.
Yeah. But
I digress.
It would have been that level of legendary instead. I mean, don't get me wrong.
If they went all in.
I like Braun Strowman wrecking everything. It's the most fun I have with Monday Night Raw, and then now the kids are doing it too, which I love it. Like, you're seeing like the little kids in the crowd going Braun. It's the best.
Throw your arms up, yell Braun.
Now you got to start selling beards. The official Braun Strowman beard. How are you not making these? He's not official babyface yet, but yeah.
He's the most popular, one of the most popular guys in the entire on all of Raw.
I I can grow a luxurious beard on my own, so I don't have to worry about that. But for a gentleman as yourself, the Braun Strowman beard is a must-have
He
accessory.
literally prints money. Where is my come get these hands T-shirt? Where is it?
Yeah, and then just 2 giant fists, and like maybe make it like tattoos written up and down this forearms. Come get these hands.
Get these hands.
See, WWE, take note. We've got shirt ideas for you.
Just draw him. Oh, black. I got it here perfectly. Black T-shirt,
Right.
white silhouette. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Drawn on.
Kind of like the Monster of Men thing you got.
It's his arms going out to his hands with a nasty face, and it says on his arms like a tattoo. Come get his hands.
Yeah, I like it.
That would be I'd buy that. It's a cool shirt.
I would buy that. I would.
And then you gotta put out the fake beards.
The fake beards is an opportunity that they have not fully.
They got any more
I don't
DB
think
ones laying around?
they did have those for Daniel Bryan, didn't they?
Exactly,
Yeah.
they did. Put those out again. You got any left over? Push
Little
them out.
kids wearing the Braun Strowman beard is gonna be wonderful. I need to see
Braun.
doing the arm thing.
Braun.
Great. Perfect. He'll make $1 million on beards.
Oh, easily. Jeez, this guy prints money.
Other crazy good things, or at least fun things that I noticed Monday Night Raw. The JJ is a dick. But in that, the curb stomp is back.
Dun.
Who saw that one coming?
Nobody.
Hooray!
I guess the lawsuits are taken care of now, and we'll just here's the compromise. We'll just call it something else.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing of it. If you call it something else, he didn't really have a finisher for a bit because he couldn't. It's not going to use the pedigree
He
anymore.
was using the ripcord knee, but I don't think that's what he wanted to use.
Well, it looks like Kenny Omega's.
Yeah.
Like,
That was just temporary, and then they came to a compromise. Like, all right, we'll do this, but that.
And a super oversell on the finish.
Holy shit! They made sure you knew that it was devastating because Finn couldn't stand.
Yep, and he's never been hit. He did not
He's
get
never
hit with
been
that.
hit that hard.
Yeah, well, because
Even when he got hurt by Seth, he still didn't.
But it's a nice reminder of no, this is how this guy used to put people away.
Yeah.
They called it something different, and I think that's why it probably got taken away a little bit too. Is the name doesn't exactly bring up a nice
Negative
nice
connotations,
images.
right? You Google it, you're gonna be scarred.
Right, exactly. It's not fun. But if you call it the blackout, that means you're getting knocked out. I get that. That's easy to remember.
Yeah,
that
it doesn't
seem
sound
dangerous.
as brutal.
That doesn't seem as horrifying as the other one.
Right? Because in our personal experiences, blackouts may not be as bad. Legendary stories can pop up. You know what I'm saying?
Like, man, you disappeared for a while, and then you got taken home. They go, no, where did I go? Oh, no, you were still here, but you weren't here.
I'm waiting for. And then
your pants were gone.
Like. And Enzo celebrates a little too hard after his victory over Cedric. He just wakes up in a hotel room like, where am I? Where am I? There's Nia. Oh, okay, I'm good. Yeah, or he goes, yeah, it happened.
And then it's like one of the stories with Dan. It's like he comes out of it and he's like, oh, what happened? And it's like he looks at somebody, he's like, where's your shirt? Or he goes, where's my shirt? Your shirt? You're lucky you have pants, dude.
Speaking of pants, who crapped in them?
Who pissed my pants?
Who pissed my pants? So you can see annoying Jason Jordan being like, yeah, we won because of me. I set him up for that.
Oh, yeah. That's not untrue, sir. Jason Jordan being just that weasel, I love it more and more every day.
He's so good at it.
He's really good at it. When he bothers fucking Kurt backstage after the entire place is torn to pieces after Braun.
So, Dad, like...
I was right behind you that whole time.
You didn't have to worry, Dad.
I had you. I was right here.
Tell you, man, they saw Cowboy Johnson when they when they did Southpaw, and they're like, man, this kid can act. Let's use him.
And the most important thing, I think, not most important thing, but another great thing that happened. The Revival's back.
They are.
So let's get that out of the way. They're officially back, and they said 2 words you're not normally allowed to. Like they're saying banned stuff.
They're saying
the wrestling
pro
word.
wrestling.
They're saying the wrestling word on
Wrestling.
TV,
wrestling
on live television.
pro wrestling.
Did they get fined or what happened? Like what happened?
What is going on here?
I love
they
it.
didn't get the memo.
No, I guess not.
They've been. And Dawson was out so long. They're like, well, we're just gonna take it back just as usual. I'm telling you, man. They're gonna have a match next week against the New Age Outlaws.
I hope so, and I hope
It's
they beat
happening.
the shit out of them
I hope so, because if they lose to the New Age Outlaws, it's gonna be like the Ascension all over again. All over again.
Because there's no way in hell that you can tell me two guys who have really not been in wrestling shape. If that happens, let's just say if that happens, they shouldn't even take like a fucking famouser or a weird fucking shot from them in a segment.
JBL shouldn't be climbing in the ring to give a clothesline from hell. No, get out of
They
here
should
with that.
stomp the shit out of all of them.
Exactly.
Because they're way younger. They are in wrestling shape.
Yep.
And touring and wrestling.
They are
day
the
after
Revival.
Day. They should not be losing to a team that hasn't been relevant in over a decade. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Fucking do that shit. I swear to God. That's why with these Ronda Rousey rumors too, like if she wins the Royal Rumble, get the fuck out of here with that shit. The fuck out of here.
You want to see Philly Boo again? There you go.
Oh boy. Ooh, but the Nerds will be out for the Rumble too. The Nerds is a big party. Excuse me, the Nerds is a big party. Yes, we are.
The Nerds is a big party.
Royal Rumble's a big party.
We will be there the night before, so that's when the party's at.
Yeah, right. But it's same sort of thing though. My opinion.
Yeah.
Like,
I got their new T-shirt should be coming out soon. No flips, no fucks given, just this.
But I mean, it's like the same thing. If you were gonna bring like somebody like a Ronda Rousey, which supposedly the rumor mill that's a churning out there says that
they had
deal
dinner.
is done.
They had dinner, and then they sealed the deal.
That she's here. And,
She's got a match. We don't know what kind, but she's got a match.
Interesting thing of note: if you saw NXT last week, the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler, comes out with a very familiar horse sound to her intro. So they could be building something. So
very possible.
I don't mind Ronda Rousey coming into the WWE. I don't mind that at all. Cool. Bring some eyeballs in here. Brock Lesnar does the same thing. Just don't give her something that a lot of other women have been working real hard to get done, to come in last minute and just kind of be gifted this thing because you're some other big name. Be like The Rock coming back and winning the title off CM Punk. Everybody hated it. A lot of people hated it. A lot of people didn't give a shit, or you know what I mean? It's shit like that. But if you give her a Royal Rumble win over some of the ladies that work here right now,
clear
like, are you fucking kidding me? I understand she's Ronda Rousey.
I don't
but
see them
come
doing
on.
that. I don't see them doing that. That's a little rough.
Yeah,
I mean, as far as they went with, like the furthest they went with that was what, Vince McMahon winning the Royal Rumble, and that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but
and that
that's
was for
a
an
little
angle.
different. Yeah, that was for an angle that was built up over time.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be an out of the blue person just coming in because they're and that's the thing.
Because they were hot shit 2 years ago.
That's the thing too. Hot shit
She
years
was
ago.
Fuego 2 years ago.
She is not hot right now. She is nowhere near the level of fame that she once was.
This is going to do her a favor.
Yeah, kinda.
This is to build back up the Ronda Rousey brand.
Right. It should be. Like if she comes in, I'll take a Mania match. Fine. But not at the cost of giving her the Royal Rumble.
Or the first pinfall on Asuka.
Good lord.
Or all those other ridiculous rumors that are out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. I would actually like, if you could get him. I don't know if you could get him. The Rock and Ronda versus Steph Triple H. Did Stephanie enter the Royal Rumble?
She could.
Not out of the realm of possibility.
She could. You need a surprise. There's a surprise. That would be a big surprise.
That'd be a real big surprise.
Triple H and Stephanie. Triple H should be in the Royal Rumble.
Triple
H could be in the Royal Rumble.
Good.
Stephanie could be in the Royal Rumble.
Good. They all could.
Yep.
now that there's
It's part of a scheme to try to get both titles or some shit like that.
but with let's just put that out there. Let's say Stephanie wins. Who does she go up against? Charlotte or Alexa?
Charlotte.
I feel like Charlotte's the bigger money there, right? But she's not on Raw, so that would be giving SmackDown.
I'm not gonna play too much mind into it because I haven't seen
I
it
know
happening.
it's just a pontification thing. I mean,
Right.
I have no one
Right.
else to talk, so I'm just fucking. It's
Right.
a nice idea.
How about this for an idea? They made a reference to four horsemen with new Baszler music.
Right.
What if you had a 4 horsewomen match, but instead of Bailey, have Tessa Blanchard, Charlotte. The only thing is, I'm trying to think of other because they're children of the actual 4 horsemen of NWA.
Right.
I just can't think of anybody else to fill those other 2 spots.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Who are in now besides. Nah, they'd have to be that'd be a tag match.
It could be. I don't know. There's a lot of ways you can go. I'm curious to see how they fill out the rest of the Royal Rumble for the women.
Yeah.
To be honest, like because there's a lot of big names circulating out there. They're like
Lita.
What you call it? It's coming.
Stratus,
Trish Stratus is coming back next week.
Oh yeah,
she's going to be on Monday Night Raw.
She will be at Raw 25. She won't be Prego like Maria.
Right, right.
Maria.
But that's my thing. It's like, what if somebody like Trish Stratus decides to, hey, we're doing this Royal Rumble thing? She could show up. There's a lot of big names that we could see in this Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
There's a lot of call-ups that we can see in this Royal Rumble. Then I think if some of them should just show up just because they're in NXT to showcase NXT and then go back to NXT.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing that happened. It's the same thing that happened Superstar Shakeup. If you don't have anything going on, you could and you're ready to go. They'll just boop push you right up.
Yeah,
that's a
we could
possibility.
see it. Anyway, did you have anything else? I don't. I think we. The
there's a lot of Impact news.
There is?
Lot of
oh yeah,
Impact
they're
news
right.
happen.
Hey, I may have to change the intro. They're back to a 4-sided ring,
Yes,
sir.
yes, they are, sir.
Who boy? Who saw that one coming? Woo! I can watch Impact again.
I'm glad the barrier, the extra 2 sides,
Man, it was tough.
was
Hallelujah.
it's been resolved. Your passport to enjoying that show again is ready to go. They had 5 nights of tapings, and a lot happened in those tapings.
Right.
Titles changes were had. Austin Aries is an
Owns
Impact.
every title.
He does.
EC3 is done,
EC3 said goodbye.
and they also said goodbye to the Grand Championship.
They said goodbye to that title.
That's pretty much it.
Even though I read on the last day Austin Aries got it again, I'm just like I don't know. Whatever. We'll see how that plays out. Bobby Lashley left. James Storm lost a career match. What does that mean exactly?
No idea.
I don't know if he's gone or not. And
We'll see.
we'll see. Oh, you want to talk about the rumor mill? There's one more thing cranking out of there.
EC3 is coming
EC3
out
was
of Royal
pulled
Rumble.
out of a indie date during the Raw Rumble.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing. You know
That could
we'll
just be
see.
coincidence. Could be coincidence. But it'd
I
be really
feel
cool if
like-
he showed up.
I feel like if EC3 shows up at the Royal Rumble,
Yeah.
it will not be. It's nowhere near the same thing as like AJ coming over.
No, I don't
It's not
think
even in
so.
the same stratosphere.
The nerds
Some-
of Philly should know who he is.
Some of the nerds,
Yeah.
will know who he is.
It's probably just coincidence.
A lot of people will have no idea who EC3 is because there are a lot of pro wrestling, or a lot of WWE fans that have no idea.
Well, the show that he was on forever doesn't have nearly as many eyes as it used to.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a quiet possibility they could be taking a chance by putting him in the Royal Rumble, which is why it's probably just coincidence.
It could be.
It'd be
He
really
could
cool.
show up.
It'd be really cool.
He could show up.
It'd be really cool.
My reaction would be,
I see NXT would be
Cool.
like the obvious. Like
Yeah.
if he shows up and he goes to NXT, well, that would be great because like you said, not everyone knows him. You know.
he would not have the impact as that of an AJ Styles showing up at the Rumble.
But I would like to see him come in, take somebody out, and just do. Oh, you just choked.
I don't know. I'm not super excited about it. I mean, I might if I see him a little bit more, but it wouldn't be a huge deal to me. It'd be a very big deal for him for sure.
Oh, absolutely. He filed a trademark for his name a couple weeks back.
Oh, cool. Good for him.
And we'll find, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Anyway, anything else you got? That's it. That's
think we're good.
It did for me. I'm good.
I think we're good. They have Impact also has a Twitch stream coming up. We'll talk about that next week after we see what it looks like.
Yeah, there is an Impact Twitch thing that's happening.
Yeah, that's starting Thursday night. We'll see. We'll talk about it after if it's anything cool.
Yep. Next week, Stone Cold Locks because the Rumble.
Oh yeah, that is creeping up.
Coming up.
Creeping up.
So hopefully we can work out something with Lola. Have her on.
Those odds are going to be ridiculous, dude. Not just the men's, but the women's now. The odds are going to be out of this world.
Lola, we can hopefully get her back on so she can defend her first ever Stone Cold Locks going into the new year.
Yeah,
she is now 2 pay-per-views
She can't make it. She can't make it. So she's going to vacate.
She's going to have to vacate. Vacant will take its first title of the year.
Hey,
so hopefully we'll get that
taking
on.
that shit back.
We will hopefully be having quite the gathering here at the Cave of Wonders. No,
Yes.
not the Cave of Wonders. The bunker.
We got to work on the name.
Work on the name for the cave.
Bunker kind of rapey. Domain.
Maybe a little.
Well,
We'll work on it.
We'll figure it out. That's a work in progress. We'll call it Absolution for now. That works.
The Legion. No, where did the Legion of Doom?
Legion
have their freaking
LON. Legion of Nerds.
No, we'll figure it out. You can suggest what you want to call the new home studio if you want to put that up for fan voting. Anyway,
Tweet us at the WHPC.
At the WHPC. On Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast, VWHPC.podbean.com. Hit subscribe on the iTunes, the Stitcher, the YouTubes, the wherever you can so you don't miss a single episode.
Tell your friends. I keep finding out more and more people I know of I've been watching wrestling for years, and I never knew that.
Right. Shout out to the international audience that we're getting as well.
Yeah.
Those folks that are actually listening in Australia, Germany, and other places. Say hi on the social media, because I have no idea who your people are.
Your computer is on. It's interacting. You know.
I'm seeing some plays coming from some strange areas.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I wasn't expecting, Singapore.
Singapore.
Who was listening in Singapore? I'm curious. I don't know how to read some of those.
Somebody
stats.
on holiday.
But anyway, as always, I'm Howie Farrell. That over there,
Josh Rivera.
And we'll see you next week.
Stadler? Yeah, what?
Is that it?
Yes, it's over. How'd you like it?
I don't know. I slept through the whole thing.
Well, you didn't miss much.